Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome everyone to Action for the Communities, Black History Month Roundtable. We are gathering here to celebrate the reach and contribution of Black entrepreneurs in the Canadian economy. I'm Abdullah Berry. I'm your host, the Program Manager of Employment and Entrepreneurship Program at AHC. We are honored to have all of you here. So before we start, I would like to start by introducing you to all. I would like to start with Chidi Iwuchukwu. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. He's a resilient expert and author who has turned personal challenges into a platform to inspire other people, which is really great. We have Okama, followed by Okama, Ekpe, Brook. She's working to strengthen economic development for people of African descent globally. The third person of our guest is Joseph Dongo of Quetell Louise. He transformed his personal journey from newcomer to a successful entrepreneur by creating a unique fusion of African and Canadian flavors. The last but not the least, Quetell Louise of Quetell Organics is committed to proactive mental wellness by creating wellness event and program. By the way, Quetell is a 2 times Amazon bestseller. So each of these guests brings unique perspective on business, resilience, and community impact. We are glad to have all of you here. Thank you. To kick things off, I would like to start by asking the first question to explore what inspired you to embark on your journey as an entrepreneur. So let's start with Chidi. Chidi, can you walk us through your journey to entrepreneurship and share the inspirations that shaped your pathway to as a Black entrepreneur in Canada?
I come from Nigeria. And while I was in Nigeria, I worked as a bank manager in some of the market locations. And I could see how entrepreneurial our people were and still are. The ability to turn ideas into money comes naturally to some of us from where we came from. And so it was easy for me to look into the market and identify gaps that existed and to fill up those gaps. So my wife and I had our event planning business before we relocated to Canada. And once we came into Canada, we started looking for opportunities in the market where we could use our experience and our abilities and networking to impact the community and to close those gaps. So off the bat, we are very lucky actually that we got in contact with Action for Healthy Communities, who provided the guidance, which is very important when you are an entrepreneur in a new country. So the guidance of African Action for Healthy Communities helped us to navigate the challenges of the Canadian market as newcomers. So the journey so far had been good, it's been great, but we're also looking at doing even bigger things at bigger scale.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So let's move to Okama. So the same question to you. Can you walk us through your journey to entrepreneurship and share the key inspiration to this that shaped your path to entrepreneurship?
Thank you very much for this question. My journey to entrepreneurship really started from my upbringing. I'm also from Nigeria, and I met my husband in Nigeria. He was a QSO volunteer in Nigeria, and we met during that time. I was at university, and I was already working in the not-for-profit organization as a volunteer, but I was also a model. I was modeling, and that was a way for me to start making small, pocket change. But I also loved, fashion. So it was a very interesting way for me to get into a business. So I would say that was my first entrepreneurship journey. And then when I got married and I moved to Canada, settled in Red Deer, with my husband, and I went to Red Deer College. That one of the first things was being part of the student association, and that really paved the way for me to understand the importance of using that entrepreneurial mindset to encourage multiculturalism and doing activities with the other students that had come from all over the world, but still wanted to have an integration of the culture within our Canadian culture. So that is where it started for me. And I went out to the world and then came back. And coming back, dance is my passion. And I've used my talent in dance to create a new entrepreneurial journey for me, which has been supported by Action for Healthy Communities, putting me in contact with those that can support that.
Thank you. And the same question is available is for you, Joseph.
Okay, thank you, Ablai, for giving me this opportunity to share my story. I came here from Iwuchukwu in West Africa. So my background is engineering, material engineering. So when I finished school, when I came here first, I was relying on a food bank. So I made a promise to myself that I would give back what I received from the food bank. So when I finished my study at NEEDS, I just thought how I can help like people in need. So we start with my family, we start giving away food every month, cooking to give some food to homeless people.
All right.
So my business idea came from there.
Oh, wow.
So the sauce I was putting on the sandwiches to give to the homeless, they very like it. Every time we come to share the foods, it was exciting. So one day I thought, why not bring this to all the families? Because it's a really good stuff.
Right.
So then the idea to making the sauce came from there. So we start improving it, and today is a good business. Yeah.
All right. Great. Thank you very much, Joseph. Now, the same thing, Quetell. Can you walk us through your journey to entrepreneurship and the key inspiration that shaped your pathway as a Black entrepreneur?
Sure. Thank you for this opportunity. So I'm coming from the island of Nassau, Bahamas, and I came here in Canada. But prior to coming, I was on event planning. Event planner, so I had my planning business prior to coming to Canada.
Right.
And so when I came, I was like, okay, I'm going to do event planning. But I actually realized that, okay, I don't know anybody here. No one knows my name. No one knows anything about me. And so I had a different passion for helping women to create a product for fibroids. So I'm like, okay, I was able to eliminate fibroids from my own body, 13 of them, naturally. So I'm like, I did this, I'm going to create something, and I'm going to take this and bring this to the world. Well, I ended up connecting with Action for Healthy Communities, and I did a program. And then I realized, like, hold on, with all the information gathered, this is not something I really want to do. And it was through that program that I actually was able to, with the support of, I call them the three duos, like the three omegas, that's Abdullah, Tulin, and Lida. They're so amazing and so supportive. With this journey that I was on, that I found out that all of the two businesses I came in with, the ideas, was nothing I wanted to do until I came in and did that program. And now I'm with Quetell Organics. It's shaping into its own thing where I'm helping people to focus on their mental health through events that we do. And so I'm very excited about it, and I thank Healthy Community for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Quetell. That's a very terrific answer. So the second question is starting with you as well. How has your identity as a Black individual, specifically a woman, influenced your approach to business, and what specific challenges have you encountered in your specific industry now you're in?
Well, my industry is sort of unique in that there's not a lot of Black people in that industry. We have been conditioned in our culture to more so reject the mental health space. And so that is one of the reasons why I came in. I know it's not something that is popular, but I know that that is what is needed. So I think about other strong people, resilient Black women like Oprah Winfrey, Madam C.J. Walker, who had to fight through difficult and diverse opportunity to get to opportunities.
The business industry is like challenging, and the thing as a Black new entrepreneur in that field is like how I can get information to bring my product to the market. That was a big deal, a big challenge. And when you see people, Black people, they do many sources. You can see in African store there is many sources in African store, but they don't go far away. They don't see far away. They don't go like put the sources in store like a Superstore and Safeway and stuff like that. They just stay at this the low level.
Right.
So how to bring my source to the high level? That was my challenge.
Right.
Then I have to, I got support from Action Community with the program, with the business, the entrepreneurship program.
Right.
So I did my researches, and now I have to go over all the specification, because bring your food to that stores. It's many specification. So I have to go over them. I have to go over inspection and
food inspection.
Food inspection and stuff like that. And the challenging stuff is like how people see you as a Black guy bring a sauce in a store like Espresso.
Right.
That was a big deal, a big challenge. But I try to overcome those challenging, and now my sauce is in those stores. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and the same thing goes to you, Okama. So if you look at how has your identity as a Black individual, in your case too as a woman, by the way, influence your approach to business, and what are the specific challenges you have faced in the industry you are in today?
Okay, thank you very much, Abdullah. So for me, my passion is dance. And being Nigerian, growing up in the culture that is very rich in music and dance,
right.
It came naturally for me. But belly dance, which is the genre that I specialize in, is different. And normally, belly dance is attributed to North Africa. So Egyptian Moroccan dance is the dance that I do. And you don't often see Black women doing belly dance.
Okay.
But for me, I learned it actually when I was living in Asia. And I learned it from my Moroccan teacher who taught me how to use it as a form of well-being to bring my body back to its pre-pregnancy state. Because as a young woman growing up, my body, I was always fit. I knew what my body was. But after pregnancy and childbirth through cesarean section, it was very hard for me to recognize my new me. But through belly dance, she kept encouraging me. And when I went out and I tried it and I loved it, and when I performed it, everybody just was like, come and do more. So it started with just an experience to becoming a business. And at the time in Asia, I was working with the United Nations. But every time I went somewhere, people wanted me to share that experience of my dance.
Right.
But coming into this market, it's difficult because there are stereotypes about what a professional woman like myself should look like. and should do when it comes to dance.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was difficult initially breaking into the market, but by just educating people about what it is and that it is an African form of dance and it's healthy for us, I've been able to find my niche. And I look forward to sharing that with all our community members. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Okama. Now, Chidi, the same question goes to you. So please, how your identity as a Black person influence your approach to business, and what are the specific challenges you have been facing in your specific industry as well?
Yeah.
If you would like just to introduce first your industry so people can get it, that would be also helpful.
Great. So just like my bio said, I work in the resiliency and information space. I'm a coach and I am a public speaker. So I do keynotes and all of that. So the first thing is when you come in, first I'll talk about coming in as even a newcomer to Canada. You are an unknown quantity. So everything that you've done from where you're coming from doesn't matter because nobody knows you. And so you have to start from the scratch. You have to go relearn, learn, and unlearn again. So it's been a journey of learning to be that person that fits what the community needs. So for me, it will mean taking courses in communication, in presentation, and in leadership. The next challenge will be, for me, is about representation. So you have all these skills, you have all this experience, you have all this knowledge, but are you given the chance? Are you given the opportunity to speak? I see that sometimes when you apply, there are calls for proposals for presentation, you send in and you don't get any callback. Not because you are not as good as the people who come up to speak at those kind of conferences and events, but simply because of who you are and that you don't have some of those connections that people who are here do have. But that hasn't stopped us because if I'm a resiliency expert, then I might as well show people how to be resilient. Correct. And so those times when we have the opportunities to get into those spaces, we try to show what we are made of, and then we allow the rest to be taken care of by referrals and by the people that we work with.
Great. So I would like to know, the next question will be for Okama. Okama, knowing your industry as well as you mentioned, what support have been the most valuable to you as a Black entrepreneur, specifically women as well? Sorry to emphasize on that, because there are some what they call intersectionality challenges specifically related to women. So what support have been the most valuable to you as a Black entrepreneur? And can you share an example of what they helped you overcome, how they have helped you to overcome significant obstacles?
Okay, thank you. I think for me, because I'm a complex person, complex in the sense that, you see what I look like. And my name, Okama Ekpe, Brook. I often get maybe confused with someone else. So when people see my name and then what I do, and then when they see me, there's a lot of confusion. And then people try to put me in a particular lens. But I'm a very multicultural, interdisciplinary person. And my passions are very varied. And so one of the things that I found when I came back to Canada in 2021 and settled in Edmonton was difficult for me to get into the space where I could express what I stand for and how to build my business from scratch. And so the Action for Healthy Community, one of the things that Action for Healthy Communities actually helped with my business was giving me the space to display what I do. And one specific example was with K-Days last year. It would cost $3,000, over $3,000 to get a booth at K-Days event. And Action for Healthy Communities, gave it to us for free. And so we were able to, meet other entrepreneurs and build our networks of contact. And so I think that, having those kinds of opportunities to showcase, but also to connect with others helps a lot. And so I appreciate that we have an organization like this that is not just looking at only one particular group, but it's multicultural and all entrepreneurs. And for me as a woman, that is so empowering. So thank you guys for what you do.
Joseph, this question goes to you as well. What support system have been the most valuable to you as a Black entrepreneur? And can you give an example how they have helped you to overcome some challenges you have been facing?
Yeah, definitely. The most support was from Action, Health, and Community. So, first, I got this support from business program.
Yeah.
So they taught me how to manage your business, how to build your business plan and everything. So that was the most valuable support. And then the connection, the network.
Great. Yeah.
I've been, we have some program that how to build your network and stuff like that. And you guys gave me the opportunity to sell my product at KD's, for example.
Right.
Yeah, she said, it was like having a booth in KD's is I don't know how much it was.
$3,000. $300.
Yeah, so
$300.
I got it for free. And people, they're still coming to me. I got your product at KD's. It was a big support. So there is nothing else I can say about it. It's Action, Action, Health, and Community. That's I got support from. Yeah.
Okay, great. So Quetell. So the same thing. What support have been the most valuable to you, and then how? Just give us some examples. One or a few examples that's helped you to overcome significant challenges in your business.
All right, thank you. I would say that there have been a few community programs that I've used in Edmonton for my business, but the most valuable, hands down, is Action for Healthy Communities. It's so much more than just a program for me, because it gave me the confidence that I needed to really come to Canada, come to Edmonton, not knowing anybody, and have that confidence to do this business.
Right.
Everyone has, spoke about K-Days, and it was an amazing experience for me. That was actually coming out of the Action for Healthy Communities program was the very first marketing opportunity. It was so exciting for me. I made so much money within that first, and I was like, oh my God, I can do this. It's possible. It's possible. And knowing that I had the support, it's nothing like having support. So having Abdullah, having Tulin and Lida, and I mean, they're so amazing because they're always, what can I do? What do you need? And it's just not talk. They're backing up with action, and if it's marketing, we have, support for that. We'll right away, you're having that, direct support system that is like your own employees, basically, right? Because they're there, they're doing, and they're not talking. And that gave me the confidence to do what I'm doing right now. And I'm just so grateful for Action for Healthy Communities.
Thank you. I would like to go back again to Joseph again. And Joseph, sorry, we forgot our friend. Sorry, Chidi. Chidi, you're right. The same thing goes to you, Chidi. What sports have been the most valuable as a Black entrepreneur? And then can you share some example of how that's helped you to overcome the challenges you have faced?
When I look back today, I realize that I have stood on the shoulders of giants.
Oh, really?
People who had supported me on the journey. But by far, it was Action for Healthy Communities that was a game changer for me in so many ways. Number one, of course, is through the entrepreneurial incubation process, where we had to do things around our business plan, etc., etc. But more importantly, is the opportunity to give me 3 world-class coaches. Marie, who has become a life friend and family friend, was an exceptional. She's an exceptional human being.
Right.
And I got connected to her through Action for Healthy Community. Shirley and Kevin McDonald. These are amazing guys who had shaped my business and helped me to be where I am today.
Okay.
So somebody like Marie, for example, that's Action for Healthy Communities introduced to me. I call her a force of nature. She has been such a generous soul. She opened her doors and her networks to me. She introduced me to Toastmasters, asking me to go there and learn about my speaking skills, and it's been amazing. So thank you guys for those kind of connections, those kind of support. Having those guys coach me one-on-one for quite a number of times was an exceptional gift. And that gift keeps giving because they showed me how to get into the coaching business. They modeled it for me. They modeled the temperament and the skills that we needed to have. And so I am very grateful for Action for Healthy Communities.
Thank you. That's really wonderful to hear. So, Joseph, coming back to you, in what ways your business made an impact on the Black community, and how to see your work contribution into economic empowerment?
Okay. Thank you again, Barry. Like I said, there's no, people don't get far away with their products, like I said. So today, when Black people see how I'm doing, where is my product right now, so they really appreciate it. It's like, oh, we can do it. We can go for it. I was talking to one of my friends from Calgary. He's making like a spice, and he's selling to African store. And I said, no, you can go far away. You can go, put your product, to the next level. You don't have to stay, stores. You don't have to stay. So where you are,
we don't have to play small.
So think more. So it's like, when Black people, they see like, are you in Sobeys? Are you in Safeway? I say yes. They said, oh, so we can do it.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like amazing to impact people, to give what can I say, like support, like is confidence, to Black people to bring the food product, the processing to the next level.
Right. So I would like to bring that same question to you, Okama. Can you tell us in what ways your business made an impact on the broader Black community, and how you see your work contributing to the economic empowerment?
So in this aspect, I would like to talk about my organization, which is the Africa Caribbean Heritage Alliance. This organization was founded on the vision of the positive reconnections of people of African ancestry, whether they're in Africa or they're out in the world as diasporans, and particularly the Caribbean people that have sought ways to return back to the homeland. My organization represents the positive aspect of that. And so within the community, what that means is when we come across any Black entrepreneur, we try to promote their business. We try to connect them with other organizations that can help uplift them. And we also try to create market avenues for the ones that are close by. So we carry the product on our website, or we connect them with organizations like Action for Healthy Communities, like the Africa Center here in Edmonton, like, the Black Canadian Women in Action, that are supporting our community members. And so especially, looking at women, youth, and Indigenous people, equity deserving communities, my organization, the African Caribbean Heritage Alliance, is really about pulling us together, forgetting about the negative aspects or whatever challenges we face, as long as we're in the community, how we come together as a community, supporting each other and collaborating rather than competing with each other. So
great. Great. Thank you very much. I would like now go back to Quetell before we come back to Chidi. So, Quetell, the same question for you. And what ways your business made an impact on the broader Black community, and how do you see your work contributing to the economic empowerment?
Quetell Organics, what we have done is we have partnered with a professor at the University of Alberta,
Right.
with in the Department of Women and Gender Studies, where we are working with other colleges to create a mental health program for the Black women in the universities, and it's called Conversations and Care, and it's just stem around mental health awareness and support. And so we have been doing that from last year, and we're trying to make it an ongoing monthly initiative. On the economic side, we were able to hire two university students last summer, and we hope to do it every summer while we do our market, so that they get a hands-on and different social events and services that we offer, that they get hands-on experience in the mental health space doing events. So we're really proud of that.
Wonderful. So, Chidi, the same thing. Can you tell us in which ways your business has impacted Black community in the broader side, but also how do you see your work contributing to the economic empowerment?
Okay. The first step is that I am on a mission to demystify writing. Okay. So good. Many of us have so many stories to tell, so many expertise, but we're afraid of writing. So me coming in as a best-selling author had demystified that. So it's like me, every other person can see that writing a book is not for geniuses, it's for everyday regular person. And part of what I try to do in the community is to tell them, you got a story. If it's a recipe that your grandmother told you about, you can put it in a book. If it's a story, if it's your life challenge, you can put it in a book. The reason is, in the Black community, we don't write and we don't speak. And so everybody you see, when we pass, all that information that we have passes with us. So I wrote a book about coming to Canada and the way to navigate that whole settlement maze. Right. If I didn't put all those advice and all those instruction and all those experience in a book form, it won't be impacting the community as it is today. So, for example, I'm getting feedbacks on Amazon from people all over the world when they pick the book to read. And that is empowerment. So a couple of people in the community had asked me, how did you write the book? So I now do book writing coaching as well. Wow. Where I'm leading other people. I've delivered to best-selling authors as well in different genres from my experience. The other part of it is also that sense of representation. And yesterday I spoke at the gathering of nurses where I'm talking to them about burnout in Edmonton here. And what I realized was I was the first Black person speaker that they have ever invited to that space. Wow. And coming in and owning that room and showing them what we can do and what we have done, from the feedback we got, it was amazing. You had case managers saying they have event planners they can connect us with. That opens the way for other people coming behind who have the opportunities to get onto that stage and speak. So that's how we're impacting the community. And we're looking for opportunities also to coach people in public speaking and that kind of thing.
Wow, wonderful. So I think these are really amazing. I would like also to continue with you on the last question. I would say not the last, but not the least. So looking ahead now, what everybody has said so far, looking ahead of this situation, what specific changes you would like to see in the business world to make better support, to make the support for Black entrepreneurs better? That's the first part of it. And I would like you, if it can also briefly mention, what is your vision of the future of Black entrepreneurship in Edmonton?
Okay, so the first part of that question is very interesting, which is that we will need support. We need continue to have support. There are so many people who have beautiful ideas. They don't know how to go around these ideas. For example, on this table, Action for a Healthy Community had given us a platform that is making us to build up our businesses one step at a time. So that's important.
Right.
It's important to recognize that there's still untold stories. There's still a whole lot of businesses happening in the Black community, but we need help to scale. We need help to bring our ideas to the market. We need help to sustain what we're doing in the community.
Right.
That's number one. Number two would be to think about the vision of Black entrepreneurship. I want to see our people own the space where we are at, compete at a very high level. So my brother here had talked about going through the hurdles to meet the food standard, inspection standard and all of that. That is what is required, and we're going to play. I am tired of us playing small. I'm tired of us playing small in this land because this is home. We're not visitors. This is not holiday. Right? We are here to stay and we're here to build up this community. So I'm looking forward to a space where I will not just be a token in the picture. I will not just be something that is thrown in on a Black History Month. I'll be able to compete with other people, given that opportunity to compete. And not based on my color, by the way, but based on the competencies, based on the things that I bring to bear, right? So, and that is the same thing for everybody. So the first thing I would like to say is, let's have the confidence to dare. I don't care what it is you're doing. You have the support. You have a community behind you. You have a lot of us rooting for you. So there. Secondly, reach out. The community has a lot of opportunities. Action for Healthy Communities is supporting everybody. So reach out to Action for Healthy Communities and you have get the support that you need. Thirdly is put yourself out there. There is no expert that started as an expert. All of us started as beginners and we're still learning. So the more you put yourself out there, the more you are going to perfect your act. And it doesn't matter where you are at this moment. The future is bright. We're in Edmonton. We're Canadians now. Let's leverage the global platform that we have in this community to expand and bring our ideas to the market. That's what I would say.
Thank you very much for closing with that. So the same question goes to you, Okama. So looking ahead, what changes would you like to see in the business world to better support Black entrepreneurs? And the last one, I would say, combined to that, what is your vision of the future of Black entrepreneurship in Edmonton?
Thank you, Abdullah. I think if I can start that question by actually reflecting on the theme of Black History Month, because we're actually celebrating Black History Month.
Indeed.
So the theme this year is Black Legacy and Leadership. Celebrating Canadian history and uplifting future generations. Celebrating Canadian history and uplifting future generations. If I just think a little bit about that and my story, I often refer to myself as an old newcomer. Old newcomer to Canada, because this year is my 30 years since I first came to Canada. But because I'm a person of the world. I do work internationally and I come back. Every time I come back, it's like starting all over again. Now, how do we make this easier for our people? Whether it's those returning or those that are coming for the first time. Especially given the experiences people have and coming here. Because many people come with so much experience, come with so much knowledge, skills, and resources that they've given up to come here. So how do we set up the system? I think a supportive environment would be in trying to celebrate this leadership and Black excellence if the government can help us to have a system that introduces people to what resources are actually available on first arrival. First arrival, what do you need to know? Where can you go? Where are the finances maybe to support you as well? And if I relate that to my organization, the African Caribbean Heritage Alliance, I started it on my own money. It's a not-for-profit. But when you're starting off here, you start with nothing. So I invested my own money in it. And then going out in the community and learning how to do a business plan, how to budget, because a lot of times we have a vision, but we don't think about what it would take to bring that vision to life. That is how we think. So what I would see moving forward is actually being able to have access to those resources, and then actually helping to build that leadership in project management, in business development, in financial projections, and then having, where you can get the money. Where can you get the money to get started? Because you need that money. And who can help you in that process? So, and then for the Canadian group, because we are here in Canada, we have integrated. I think the Canadian group as a whole should go beyond just looking at someone's name and then saying, oh, this one fits in a different group. That one fits in another group. We have to be more culturally oriented and supportive of our spaces and everybody that is here.
Joseph, this question goes to you. The same thing. Looking ahead, what changes would you like to see in the business world to better support entrepreneurs? And what is your vision of the future of Black entrepreneurship in Edmonton?
Okay. As a support for my business, I think is financing. Okay. Because the big challenging is how to get the finance. I started my business with my pockets, and now I'm kind of stuck. I want to bring my products all over to scale my product, to scale my company. But how to do it? Yeah, I need money, and how to get the support. When you go to the bank, they don't give you money. So as a Black entrepreneur, we need financing. That's the one support. The rest is like you have your skill, you can come to Action for Health and Community, and they can give you the support, like how to do your business and stuff like that. Right. The second question is, what was how to
the changes you would like to see? The second change you would like to see. You said first one is financing, access to financing. The second one would be what?
The change is about us as a black entrepreneur. Right. We have to bring our idea to the next level. For myself, I've been like entering in some like membership is like I was a member of what they call Association Food and Process for Alberta. Yeah, right. So being in this organization is like you have a stamp. Yeah. And my product, I went to NATE to elaborate and to bring up a new idea, a new product on the market. So with NATE, we work together.
NATE is an institutional education.
Yeah, institutional education. They have the culinary department.
Right.
So I went there and we work on my project, and we come up with a new product that I'm gonna put on the market. Yeah. So it's like I have the stamp of NATE. That's a big stamp, a big stamp. So it's like I'm going to the level. I need land finance to bring my product to the next. So that's the advice I can give to my my brothers who entering this field.
Yeah, I would like to finish, but with Quetell. The same thing. Looking ahead, what specific changes would you like to see in the world of business for Black entrepreneurs? And the second one is, what is a vision? What vision do you foresee for Black entrepreneurship in Edmonton?
All right, thank you again. This question is so important and it's so multifaceted, but I would want to see more representation of us, where policy making position is concerned. I won't give up my age, but being as old as I am, when we talk about Black History Month, or the topics around it as a whole, we're just having the conversations, but I don't see much things being done, right? And that is because we're just spilling out our issues, but I don't see any impactful changes being done. And so I would like to see more Black people representing us where policies and changes could be made. And so when we come around this roundtable and we express what our issues are, there's someone there that's going to take these issues and actually do something about it. As opposed to every Black history, we're just saying what we want because we're singing it every year, but there's nothing being done. You know, and I'm not saying nothing at all, but not enough impactful. It's not being changed to a level of impact for us to feel it. Right. If that makes sense. And so that's one of the things I think would make a very big difference in for our community. The future is bright. I feel like, you know, one of the things I would say it's based on the flip of a coin. One is outside of waiting or expecting a representation. The other thing is us coming together. We don't come together as a community enough. We do come on a small scale, but not enough to make an impact. We've done it before. We've done it before with Black Wall Street. We did it, right? We can do it again. But we have been conditioned to fight against each other. We've been conditioned to not support each other or create these cliques or create these, I'm going to help you and I'm not going to help you. I'm from the Caribbean, so only my Caribbean people I'm going to help. You're from Africa, so only African or Nigerian or Ghana. We got to stop. What we have to do is we need to come together as a people and support each other. And on top of that, we need to begin to heal. We cannot continue holding on to slavery. Okay? I'm not saying it didn't happen. It did. And it affected generations to where we are today. But slavery was not our fault. And the trauma of slavery was not our fault. But healing is our responsibility. And I believe that once we come together as one and we begin to support each other at the heart level, right? As Black people.
Right.
Not saying that we don't support other people or other races, no. But we have to support each other. We have to become as one first. And once we come as one and we support each other, then we could share that each and every other.
Black
Wall Street. Black Wall Street.
Good job. Congratulations, everybody. So I think we are wrapping up, but I think let's be simple here. You have said a very important thing and then something very catchy. Maybe some people would like to know you, where you at. If I ask you one thing, if the audience would like to reach out to you, can you tell me what would be the best way to do that? Please, in 30 seconds. We'd like to start with Chidi. Let's say someone hear who you are, that bestseller, and then what you have done to convert all everything you have done so far. So if the person would like to connect with you, what is the best way to do that?
Oh, thank you. My website is chidispeaks.com.
Okay.
On the website, you can reach out for coaching, for speaking, and any other service that you need. I'm also very active on LinkedIn, so you can also follow me on LinkedIn and all the other socials, Instagram, Facebook. And if you have challenges following me in all of those things, please reach out to Action for Healthy Communities. They know where to find me. I'm always available for a conversation. I'm always available for a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. And listen, there's nothing challenging that you and I can face together. If you have that idea, bring that motivation and you'll find the support. If I can't help, I will know where to link you up in the community, that you get the help and the support that you need.
Great, thank you very much. Okama, what about you? How can we find you? Where? And then what is the best way, I would say?
Thank you. Yes, I'm very active on social media. So you can find me at Facebook on Okama, Ekpe, Brook. Or, actually no, it's Okama Ekpe on Facebook.
Okay.
On Instagram, it's Okama BDQ, as in OKAMA BDQ, for the one and only Black
Diamond Queen.
Mm-hmm.
On LinkedIn, you can find me as Okama Brook. And my organizational website is the AfroCaribbeanAlliance.org. So www.AfroCaribbeanAlliance.org.
Thank you. Now, what about you, Joseph? With Candace.
Yeah,
Can
we
we find you?
You can find Candace in Sobeys, Safeway.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so you can also follow us on Facebook. Is Dongo Corp dash Candace. Dongo Corp dash Candace on Facebook. And yeah, you can check it out and see where to buy Candace and try it out.
Yeah, by the way, I've tried it. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. What about you, Quetell?
Yes, so we're on Instagram. We are also on Facebook, and our website is quetellorganics.com. I'm also on LinkedIn.
Great. Thank you very much for all your inspiring stories you have shared with us. We are blessed to have that. And also Action for the Communities, we are honored to share all these voices. For those who are actually looking for information and to know a little bit and would like to venture into business as these wonderful guests and would like to get more information, for sure, you can reach out to us through our website as well, www.a as Alberta 4HC.ca. So we're looking forward. Thank you very much for everybody for being here, and then we look forward to meeting with you anytime soon. Thank you.